It's Tuesday, the 13th day of January 2026. I'm about to say 2026. I'm confused.
Yeah, you have to align.
Yeah.
We are in.
We are in a new year.
We are in
Wow,
a new
it's
year.
13 days in.
Yeah.
It's running. You know, I used to think that January, like they say, January is one of the longest months. I think
No, it depends on your pocket. No, it depends on your pocket.
January is running.
It depends on your pocket. For some people, they can't wait for 31st, the number to 10. Because it's been 13 for the past 7 hours. It's not changed to 31. And it depends on your pocket.
Yeah, welcome to another edition of the show. We promise to serve you sizzling breakfast. So please stay with us. We have a lot for you. We'll discuss so many things. For those of you who don't know, I'm sure in the last couple of years, you used to see Bolare with Revealed. Now, he's dropped the baton and somebody else has picked it up. So later on, we'll talk about the new Revealed. We'll reveal the Revealed.
Hey, Charlie, where did you sleep last night? Because it looks like, okay, bars on bars.
Bars, my nigga. We'll also talk about the 1.47 billion energy sector debt paid and how much has been allocated to the IPPs. What does this mean for us as a country, especially in a Dumso era, whether or not Dumso is a goner? Well, now the IPPs have given us some good monies. If I say have given us some good monies, they are written off over 250 million, which means you and I as Ghanaians, we will not have to pay them over 250 million. However, we still owe them over 700 million. That's a lot of money. But government says there's a payment plan and it will make sure it will not default. After we exit the IMF, what will it mean for the energy sector? What will it mean for Ghana's current economy? Now we have a stable outlook. Are we going to be able to sustain this? Is a question in the minds of many people. Ken Ofriata is still in detention cooler. Now the FBI is involved. Does it mean it is more than just visa issues? Is it now bordering on criminality? These are some of the issues we'll explore this morning. Please stay with us from now through till 10 a.m. Don't miss any part of the day. But first, let's motivate you.
How slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you decide not to stop. And that's our quote for the morning. Very succinct. You know, tells us clearly that regardless of what happens, regardless of the situation, like Nike, keep moving.
Hey.
You need to keep moving.
So regardless of how slow the process is, a buying count. What I say. So if you were a former appointee, you chop our money. They say the wheels of justice grind slowly. Either U.S. government go catch you, OSP go catch you, or AG will start process. I'm just saying.
But there will be a catch.
There will be a catch.
You'll be wanted in your hometown.
You'll be wanted
and then
as
you'll
well.
be detained somewhere else. Yeah.
So no matter how slow the process is, just be content and do what you can to serve in any capacity.
So keep moving. If they catch you in America, go to UK. Charlie, you know, let's not start on this tangent. It's a Tuesday, so yes, you know, if we leave this show to Lily will end up bringing wahala. So that's the quote of the day. But let's check out the video of the day.
Well, we are in court, but I want to say a special good morning to Kennedy Ohene Echepong. Captain, good morning.
And a better morning to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. and Dr. Yawase Duchim.
Good morning to the people of Ghana.
And a special one to Dr. Brian Chong.
Yes, and Engineer Kwabne Japolo. Solid guy.
Yeah.
I like his headquarters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very beautiful edifice. Yeah.
Very.
But as to whether the delegates want to go there, that one is matter.
Charlie.
My brother.
How your greetings are going there? Then we know that in January, quarter, January.
Oh,
quarter by end of the month.
The month.
By 6 p.m. No.
Then
you remember that's joke that during COVID, by June there. This one to buy 6 p.m. there.
Some people be singing.
We know the delegate, the delegate.
Yeah.
So the delegate and their choice. Yeah. I think it is this period that Sir John will be remembered so well and so wisely. Okay, because now you should know. So if you are assuming you are one of the candidates, let me just put you guys in. What would be the approach? Going to see a delegate, thinking that Sir John is saying that fear the delegate. What would be the approach?
You go swear.
You take the risk.
You go with eggs
and snap.
I give you the envelope. Take the egg
and the snap.
Wow.
But
if you give me egg, I will boil it and take it.
No, me dina ho bon hudua wa nto amamia. We abusuafo. Me de
But you know the exciting part of this. On the 31st, it's not just one contender who will be smiling. There's also the religious part. Okay. The prophets who prophesied for A, those who prophesied for B. That evening too, know. Okay. Yeah, somebody their church will go. Because the members will stop going.
So you have delegate promise you will vote for you, then at the end you get 0.
So you make them sign a contract. If it doesn't happen, take them to court. Like
yes,
there's a presidential candidate who voted. Where he never voted, he didn't get one.
This is a miracle. Yes, yesterday when I was here, one of the things that I spoke to you Lily about, because yesterday, Kodjo Mensah, you decided to run away, so I came to meet our landlady, Lily. So Chairman went to me. Yes, I've told you about 2 separate cases, and the matter in which he's involved in relation to the Summer Boy case, where he's alleged to have assigned mineral rights without prior permission or prior written permission of the minister. And so he's been charged together with Kwame Entry and of course Akonta Mining. Yesterday officially the trial began. 4 out of, in fact, prosecution will be calling 4 witnesses, and the very first of the witness was in the witness box in the person of Michael Jedu AEC, and he's an artisanal miner. In fact, the core of his testimony was to tell the court that in Summer Boy, where we are told that the concession was given out, everybody in the area knows that Chairman Wontumi, those lands there belong to Chairman Wontumi, and so no other person can even have the opportunity to give it to the another person to do any other business if not him. And the person who employed him to work with mentioned that he got that concession from Chairman Wontumi, and so that was the crux of his testimony when he was being, in fact, his evidence in chief was very brief, the witness statement very brief, when he was led by Deputy Attorney General Dr. Justice Remsai to have to leave him in his evidence in chief, and then had it adopted without any objection from the defense lawyers. Then after it was adopted, lawyers of Chairman Wontumi, led by Andy Apiakubi, took him on by way of cross-examination, and the cross-examination actually revealed some of the things that I've been telling you about, the fact that he insists that everyone in the area, including a child born today, even a child, knows that that concession belongs to Chairman Wontumi. But his lawyers are saying that no, that cannot be the situation. The witness even indicated physically he's never seen Chairman Wontumi one-on-one before. All that he knows about him is to see him on the telly. Like those who are watching this, if you have not seen Chairman Wontumi before, he makes the point that it is only on television he has been seeing Chairman Wontumi. So that case will continue again today, and the expectation is that the cross-examination of the first prosecution witness would be concluded today, and that was what the directive given by Justice Audrey Kokuvite. So Chairman Wontumi trial officially began yesterday, and today he will continue. A moment after his lawyer, Andy Apiakubi, has been speaking.
We have started the trial. What happened today was the tendering of the witness statement of the first prosecution witness. We started the cross-examination. So we have covered some ground in the cross-examination. We will continue tomorrow and hopefully come back on Thursday to probably finish with the first prosecution witness. But for now, cross-examination is ongoing. And this is the first day. Tomorrow we are here again. I hope you will see it.
So, Chairman Wontumi, that is Andy Apiakubi, giving us his perspective of what transpired yesterday. So today, that case will come up, and I will follow through to see what will happen in relation to things happening in the court.
Where are we on the detention of Saidu Abagre?
Yes. The Boko conflict, the Boko chieftaincy issues and all of that. So yesterday, I told you about the fact that there is an application, or there is a writ for habeas corpus, where the lawyers of Alhaji Saidu Abagre are urging on court to compel the NIB and, of course, the Interior Minister to produce Alhaji Saidu Abagre. They make the point that his detention, his arrest and detention is unlawful, and once that has happened, then of course the body be produced, he be produced as per the tenets of the law. Yesterday, when the case was called, Deputy Attorney General Dr. Jesus Mensah, you can see on your screen, appeared, and so on his feet, the judge wondered, this is an ex-parte application, you have no business in there, why are you here? Okay, let's hear you. Then he makes the point that yes, we have not been served with the processes, but we intend to make things faster. We want to expedite action, because if we are to wait and the court takes a decision and we come in, whatever orders that the court gives, it will take time to have it enforced. It will take time to have it dealt with and all of that. The processes will rather waste much more time. So in the view of the Attorney General, they decided that they will come to court at breach time and be proactive in this whole matter, especially so when the human rights, the right of Alhaji Abagre is involved. They want matters expedited. They want matters dealt with as early as possible. So the state has interest in this matter, and so that is why they are in court to make sure that the process rather is speeded up and all the process is facilitated on time. Lawyer for the applicants, Martin Pebu, did not oppose to that. So rather welcome the approach in which the Attorney General made or appeared in this particular matter. The court stood down the case, asked them to have some conversation. Interestingly, they came back to inform the court that they couldn't reach any agreement, and so then whatever issue that they have, the court will have to resolve it. After having some conversation, it came to the fore that the Attorney General agreed to provide a report on Alhaji Abagre's situation to the court, and 10 days was what was agreed on. So by 21st, they have to file that particular report, and then 26th, they are back in court. Martin Pebu make the request that on 26th, when the case is coming on, then the state will be compelled to bring the Alhaji Abagre, where the Deputy Attorney General makes the point that even what was before the court is not even what is supposed to be, because when he was picked up, they went to Adenta Circuit Court to obtain a remand warrant. So if anything at all, they ought to even rather go to the circuit court to go and challenge that process in a lot of it, not to come to the High Court with a habeas corpus application or rates. But the court is saying that once these whole things have happened, AG address, produce the report, and then the court will take it out from there. Moment after, Deputy Attorney General had these words.
In good spirit. I spent a greater part of yesterday's afternoon with him. He's very sharp in his recollection. We had conversation about his lawyer as well. And so I can assure the public and the people of Boku that Alhaji is in good spirits as well. He was with his son when I visited, and we had conversation about a number of things which I cannot disclose. about today's proceedings, we chose to, this is a human rights issue as well. So we decided to step in instead of waiting to be formally served, which will prolong the matter, to appear and then cut short all the processes. In the meantime, I've just heard counsel's concern about access to his clients. That will be facilitated, and he will have access to his clients, and because the client is in touch with his family who have been there. So if counsel is raising the objection, we will definitely grant that. Thank you very much.
Justice Mensah indicating that they will facilitate and ensure that the lawyers have access to their client in all of that. But Martin Pebu has also been speaking.
I went on record in court to say that I'm not against the Deputy Attorney General, Dr. Mensah, coming into court. No, you see, we use the law to achieve speedy and effective justice. So I don't believe in insisting on rules where such insistence would lead to a delay. No, then in that case, it means that I'm not serving the interests of the client. So they will tell you that the rules are not made to be obeyed slavishly. No, what you look for is how would you use the rules to achieve speedy and effective justice. So in this case, with the AG coming, he was able to give us the the date that is convenient for them. Of course, not that everything he proposed was taken. We negotiated, right? So effectively, this has been far better than the court making an order and then you send the order and they are not able to respond within the time. So this is fine. This is fine.
Yes, so Martin Pebu also collaborating what the Attorney General has said. In fact, they are both on the same page as to how to resolve this matter and all of that. So 26th of January, this matter will come up again in court. And then following the report that is supposed to have been filed by the Attorney General, the court will make a decision there as to what to do. Yesterday, when I came here, there was an issue I did not talk about. That has to do with the DVLA and VEMA. It's one of the cases that we chanced on yesterday. Yesterday, I entered the premises of the law court company. You see red everywhere. I said, what is happening? Then it came to the fore that members of VEMA have an issue with DVLA, where the DVLA have made a point that they are going to introduce a digitalized system to facilitate its operation and the license, the number plate and all of that. And they think that it's going to create a lot of hardship for the members and all that. So that matter is in court. They filed an interlocutory injunction yesterday. When the matter came up, it came up in court that the main matter, the substantive matter, have not been served on DVLA.
Right.
It's only the interlocutory injunction that was served on them, and so the court cannot deal with an interlocutory injunction when the main rate has not been served. Jojo Bruce Kwanzaa spoke moments after the case was adjourned.
We will say that we have the patience and wait for the court, because the DVLA is saying that they did not receive our first rate. So whether it is true or not, we will not dispute it, but we will wait for next Monday when the court will be ready for us. All we are seeking is our jobs. Look at here, we have 3,000 people. And more than 3,000, but let's approximate 3,000. How can we send all these people home? I don't think the president is interested in sending 3,000 people home when he himself is so serious about creating jobs. You see, so as employers, we have taken 3,000 plus people off government payroll. Haven't we done well? We are the biggest contributor to the DVLA's IDG. You see, so they cannot just say 3,000 people should go home. No, we can't accept that. Claim that they want to roll out new number plates, which will be chip embedded for security reasons. But the point is that we embossers, we don't do the chip embossment. What we do is embossing the plate. So if they want to do a chip embedded plate, it is the DVLA and the manufacturers whose responsibility it is. It is not our responsibility. So
the Vehicle Embossment Association of Ghana, they have an issue, and Judge Kwanzaa is a spokesperson. So on Monday, that case will come up and the court will deal with the interlocutory injunction.
Let's look at some of the cases coming.
Yes, quite a packed day. Pandai is on. The Supreme Court this morning will be dealing with that statutory right to quash the judgment delivered by the High Court in Tamale in relation to that. That is one of the cases that we should keep an eye on. Then Abutrika.
The romance scam
Yes,
saga.
the romance scam. Today is appearing before the Gbese court and all of that. Then Men's Gold. Nana appear Mensah. Officially, the trial has started.
Okay.
And today he's expected to continue with his defense. So, number one, he has changed his lawyer, Kwame Akufu-Boafo. So, new lawyer is in for him. And of course, the Abyssine murder case, Richard Appiah would also be putting forth further defense before the criminal court one. So, these are some of the cases that we should keep an eye on.
Definitely.
Okay. Thank you very much, Captain. We take a break here. When we return, we'll bring you the breakfast. You stay with us.
Well, welcome back to the show GA Today here on GHOne Television. This is the Breakfast Review segment, and this is where we get to talk about the raging issues. And thankfully, my guests are in studio. And this morning, we've been joined by Theophilus Jimega Jr., who is a private legal practitioner. He's a mining engineer as well as a member of the NDC's communications team, and is here with Kodjo, who is an energy analyst. He is in fact, he's an expert in the field of energy and also a member of the New Patriotic Party. Also joining us via Zoom is Dr. Asah Asante, who is political science lecturer at the University of Ghana. So, gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to have you.
Pleasure.
I don't know. I think this year we've not met physically. So, happy New Year to you as well.
Yes.
Yeah, Council has been enjoying himself, but we'll not talk about that. But it's nice to have you. And Dr. Asah Asante is also joining us via Zoom. Doc, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Right. Doc, I hope you're doing very well.
Good morning to my colleagues in the studio.
Absolutely.
Hello?
Yes, Doc, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Fantastic. So,
yeah, please go ahead.
Nice to have you. And let me just quickly start off with you. It's the first time you're speaking in this year, and one of the conversations that we've had over the past couple of weeks is to really assess John Dramani Mahama's presidency for the last year. What's your assessment?
That's a good one. I must say that it's a tall order, but I want to look at it from three perspectives: political, economic, and social.
Right.
And I'll look at it from the point of view of the balance sheet, the pluses, the minuses. Yeah, political. He promised us of a lean government of 60. We have seen that is working. The time he was able to put the government into office was a very short time, commendable. But I would have thought that this 60 ministers, that today, unfortunately, because of the plane crash, we have 58, it should have been made 19. The constitution of this country says that cabinet should be about 19. So if you have 19 ministers, 16 of them would double as ministers and regional ministers, and 3 will be given to 3 major ministries in Ghana, and they will be supported by chief directors and the public servants. Why are we going with 60? But at least he has been able to reduce the number from 125 or from 83 thereabout under Kufuor to 60. But I think that we can do better.
Right.
Issue of corruption is one of the things that have affected governance in this country for a very long time. And if you look at our constitution, Article 35(8) says that government must make conscious effort to deal with corruption head on. I'm just paraphrasing. And if you look at the fight against corruption, we have not seen any major issue relative to corruption in this regime for the past 1 year. That is commendable. And if you look at Transparency International, their report says that for Corruption Perception Index, we scored 42%. That is a little improvement over what Nana Akufo-Addo bequeathed to us, that is 43. The explanation of these figures is that the closer you are to zero, the more corrupt your country is. That is why you see Denmark, Finland, and the rest, they are closer to 100. It means they are clean in terms of corruption. So we believe that, yes, government has done a bit there, but we need more. We want to get closer to 100, not closer to zero, right? Then issue of what? Accountability. If you read this country's constitution under the directive principle of state policy, and then as country, we are also signatory to what the World Bank policy of what good governance, which says that there must be accountability for every public office holder, that at a point in time when you are called upon to answer for your stewardship of your office, you should be able to do that. Government has begun pursuing that, and it's through this aura that has move on into prosecution and the rest. The fact that somebody is being prosecuted doesn't mean that the person is guilty. So you have his day in court. But what we are seeing, and this accountability thing, is that there are arrests, detentions that are not the best of shifts. We have seen Rambo-style arrests. We have seen bail conditions that it makes it impossible for people to enjoy their rights when they have the property to secure their release. And that, for me, is an ugly spectacle. Issue of Galamsey. The government has done a bit by fighting it. We've seen the Blue Water Guards. We've seen the NIMOS and the rest of them. They are doing their bit. But if you look at the energy with which the government fought the previous regime, that it will come to office and then work the Galamsey out so that this country will be free from all the threats of Galamsey, that is not what we are seeing now. It's been slow in the sense that they arrest. But what are the prosecutions? We are not seeing that. We have also seen, people continue to destroy the environment without much, attention to that. So we believe that the fight against Galamsey has been very, very slow. In fact, if you read the U.S. State Human Rights Report about Ghana, it gives you an idea that one of the areas we are falling short is the issue of the fight against Galamsey. And it is a lot of problem in there. Article 36, Clause 9, tells us that every government must make sure to protect the environment. The rate at which we are destroying the environment. Today, look at water rationing in Techi. I'm sure you've heard the story. We have also seen the effect of water crisis in Central Region to the extent that people are buying a gallon of water for 5 cedis. I'm telling you, if the government doesn't shine its eyes, let me use the youth language of today, and then work on this, and the economy begin to show a dip, I'm afraid it will send them home. That said, I'll move on to the economy.
Right.
It is true that government has done. Please, you try to ask a question?
No, I'm just.
Go ahead.
You can go ahead, Prof.
Right. If you look at the economy, if you read Article 36(1), and then the rest of them, let me start from even Article 36(1). It's saying that every government must make sure that you keep a healthy and a growing economy, so that there will be happiness, there will be a means of livelihood, and the rest of them. This is a paraphrase. We have seen efforts that, if you look at the health of this economy for the last 1 year, it is something commendable. What are the things that make the economy healthy? We can talk about inflation. Inflation, as at last year, stood at 5.4% compared to the previous of 23.8%. That is a marked improvement, and it is commendable. Debt to GDP, about 59% compared to the previous about 70.3%. All right. It gives us hope that the economy is improving, and we are doing a lot in there. Issue of expenditure cut. We have seen that. So it is reflecting in this healthy economy.
Right.
But let us also not forget that some of these things that we are seeing, which are giving us positive feedback, is a result of the IMF intervention in the system too. That they will not sit down for you to grow the economy with inflation growing high. They will crack the whip on you. And the debt to GDP ratio, you are seeing improvement. Yes, government has done a bit, but remember, IMF will not let you enter into the distress zone and all that. So it's a function of that one. And then one beautiful thing I've seen with this government is the continuity of previous government projects. We have seen that. And Article 35(7) saying that all governments must make sure that previous projects that we have started, the new government must continue. Because that helps us to ensure value for money, and we are able to develop our country.
Right.
That we are seeing it. We have seen a little, in terms of preparatory work towards the area of the 24-hour economy. They say they want to, have a law that will give it authority status,
yes,
and the rest of them. All right. Yes, we want to look at that. That yes, it's a plus, but it's been slow, because if you look at it from the point of view that it was the flagship program of the government, one would have thought that they will put in more effort for us to see more visible signs on the wall. But it's early days yet, so I will not talk more. My last point I want to look at is the issue of what the social issues. We have seen the continuity of free SHS, despite the talk about the fact that NDC, during the campaign, people said that they were going to cancel it and all that. We are seeing that that policy is a good one. And that if this government is continuing, for me, it's good.
Right.
Because policy must always be examined. And when you examine, you should be able to know whether you overhaul the policy or you jettison the policy altogether. We are seeing that. But my worry about education in general is the issue of schools under trees. We still have that. Joy FM carried a story, a documentary sometime, which I love the heading. It's the schools of shame. At this age and time, if we continue to have schools under trees, then it's something that the government must, be able to work very hard. It is young though, but we are in the second year, so there's no time to waste. The government must fix that. Agenda 111 project, government is continuing, good show. Boko crisis, which for a very long time has been albatross on our necks. Akufo-Addo started it, good show, and this government is continuing. We are getting problems in there, but I know that when we look at it carefully, we'll be able to deal with that. My last point is jobs. This government promises jobs. Up to date, we are not seeing the jobs. Yes, they are doing their bit, but more youth are on the streets looking for jobs. My biggest worry is that there are people. If you read the Constitution, it tells you that equal work for equal pay. People work, and when it comes to payment, government is not able to pay some of the groups, and they are up in arms against the government. It's not a good show.
Right.
If you look at the nurses, when they talk about their salaries and all that, they said it was not part of the previous budget. It was very unfortunate. But I believe that 3 years, they have more time to do more.
Okay. Now,
no stress policy for first-year university students. That's my last one.
Okay.
It's a good one. It's helping poor and vulnerable groups to be able to further their children's and their wards education. It's a good one.
Well, Doc,
it's my hope and prayer that they will extend it to the rest.
Now, some say that in 2017, we saw a very good year for former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in his first year in office as well. But the real test of time is what happens afterwards. And so, yes, indeed, in the past year, there's been a lot of macroeconomic indicators that point in the right direction. But the real test of this administration would be from this year going into 2027. You agree?
I agree perfectly. But a million-mile journey begins with a step. So you cannot discount the first year. Akufo-Addo first year, fantastic. Even the first tenure, fantastic. All right. But events took a different turn when we moved to the second term. And that shows your ability to be able to manage state resources and to make life better. That is all governance is about. So the good news is that this government, this president, has been in politics for years. As an MP? As a minister, as a vice president, and as a president and a president. So he has seen it all. We want to see that this experience that we have all the time, that when we get to the second year, third year, things slip through our fingers and we begin to have difficulties. I believe that with this experience, it must be brought to bear so that we deal with this situation. But I am doing my assessment based on what I've seen in the first year.
Right.
But the years ahead, time is just a matter of time.
Absolutely. Now, Doc, and before we go, I just want to find out from you. We know that on the 31st of January, the NPP will be electing its leader, flag bearer, and that is also generating quite a lot of conversation. Recently, we've also heard from Professor Frimpong Boateng, who says that he doesn't belong to what he calls the fake NPP. He says there is the real NPP, which is in the background, which he belongs to. He doesn't belong to this fake NPP. He raises quite a number of issues. And we are also getting to understand that, well, there might be processes underway to also expel him from the party. Well, what's your reading into all of this?
Our parties have their rules and regulations. So any human being who finds yourself in a party, you must go with the rules and regulations.
Right.
Failure to which you are visited by appropriate sanctions. So if somebody crosses the line and the party want to take disciplinary action against that individual, I don't have a problem because the individual is being had the right to defend yourself. But what I'm saying, what he is talking about, the fake one and the correct one, I'm not the one to speak for the professor. But for me, and where I said, there is no fake NDC. Sorry, MPP. I know that. There are difficulties. And difficulties always come within political parties, and a good political party, a very strong for that matter, a mass political party have the capacity and the resolve to be able to deal with some of these challenges. So for me, whatever is happening in any of the party, particularly the MPP, is just a storm in a teacup. If the party is minded and they want to put their foot down, they should be able to address it. Because remember, we are talking about a mass party. They cut across all regional, sectional, or groups within the country. And in terms of human resources, they have more than necessary. Right. So if they want to fix the problem which is in the party, they will be able to fix. For the election, it's a different conversation. It's going to be very interesting. Who succeeds Nana Akufo-Addo in 2028? That is a difficult one.
Quite interesting. Thank you so much, Doc, for making time to speak to us. That's Dr. Kwame Asah-Asante. But let me come back to my guest in studio, Theophilus Jimega Jr. Esquire and Kodjo Poku. But let me start with you, Kodjo. Let me give you a few minutes to, if you have anything to say regarding the assessment that Doc has also made.
No, not really. I mean, at the end of the day, he spoke about no jobs in the last 1 year. I mean, forget about not creating of jobs. What Ghanaians are faced with in the last 1 year is the mass exodus of sacking of people who were gainfully employed and have been let go because they are no longer Ghanaians because somebody perceived them to be a political, affiliated to a political party. I mean, in 2027, last year, 2025, today, most people watching us, and I want to say Happy New Year to everyone watching us and Happy New Year and the greetings to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Most people that were gainfully employed as at December 2024, majority of them are no longer gainfully employed because they are perceived to be affiliated to MPP. So they've been let go. They've been asked to go home. People who have gone through 25, 30 years of a job, right? And by natural progression, being promoted to deputy managing director or managing director, all of them being let go because they were promoted within the MPP administration and they are perceived to be, I mean, that is what we are doing to this country and that's what we've done in the last 1 year. And for me, it's very sad. So my brother rightfully talked about no jobs being created, but he didn't add the part that people who had jobs have been let go. Look, the 1 year of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, we all know that is being built on a strong foundation that was left behind in 2024. I have constantly said that people should give credit when credit is due. And then we can all come together and see that, look, yes, the strong foundation was built and the economy is in the right trajectory. Okay? That's the only thing. But I don't really have anything to say to that except that commentary.
Okay. Council.
Kodjo, very warm New Year to your viewers, friends, anywhere they find themselves, MPP, NDC, PNC, all of them. In my local parlance, they say, no, when you are handsome, it's a shame. When you are not handsome too, it's a shame. So what the man, the doctor has said about the NDC, the good and the bad are both what we will call a shame. But the deep meaning of that is that you just need to watch yourself when you are being praised or when you are being criticized. You need to watch yourself. I would not like to directly respond to my colleague here, but we can all see. Only to say that it means, therefore, that 2017 to 2020, which doctor has said, that was fantastic, and the MPP was a foundation laid by John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, one. So that is quite good. We can only pray and hope that the years ahead will not be as turbulent as the years we have seen before. For the first time in a long time, certain things are stable now. But the bigger picture is the Ghanaian himself that needs to reorient himself. And recently we were told that there's a glut of maize in the market. But Kenke price was at 7 cedis. And I'm asking myself, you buy so cheap, why won't you just reduce? But that's a discussion for another day. But if you look at all that the doctor has said, they all paint a picture of let us hope for the best. And I believe that the better days are ahead of us. We can only all join hands. Last night I saw a video, somebody going to buy LPG and was so happy. I saw a video of somebody else also looking at the Christmas past and how he celebrated. So we can only pray and hope that the leadership that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is providing. Yes, the current NDC government appeared boring because there are no scandals. Yes, it appears boring. But I think they all knew the tightrope on which they are walking.
Right.
And one of the people I will thank is my director of legal, Edujita Mekulu. And all the platforms I share with him, he's constantly reminding government appointees, let us watch this one, let us watch this. Because power is transient. A day will come, you are gone. Finally, I know we'll come to that, but I can't wait for the day when Ken Oforiatta will be in Ghana and we'll have a very good discussion. Yes.
Right. Okay. Well, now that is out of the way, we get into the discussions for today. And I want to start with Kodjo because there's been that conversation. And Kodjo seems to disagree with what he calls the fanfare surrounding the announcement of $1.47 billion paid the IPPs. And Kodjo,
Yeah.
you say there is nothing new here, so you are asking questions. Why are we making...
No, I'm just basically blaming journalists in this country that journalists should do their work. Read.
Right.
You know, journalism is about reading. Journalism is about research. Journalism is about people basically informing their audience. Journalists in Ghana now don't read, and it's unfortunate. This press release that was done yesterday, that everybody is now calling me, oh, Kodjo, this. I'm like, are you now seeing it for the first time? It's in the budget.
Yeah.
Right? That document, that whole breakdown of $1.46 billion paid, it's in page 39 of the 2026 budget. Why is it that everybody feels the need to now make a brouhaha about it? It's not new information. The reason it's new information is that 24-hour news media now wants to be spoon-fed, right? So the Ministry of Finance feels the need to extract that information, put it on a letterhead and circulate it, and now everybody is making noise about it. If when that budget was released and people read the budget and research, they will know that that is not new. The second part of it is that it's a yearly occurrence. Yeah. In the 2025 budget, on page 19, there is a similar payment of $1.47 billion paid to the similar players in the energy sector. It's not new. So, look, the only difference is that under the MPP, the Ministry of Finance has to really find money from various areas to make these payments. In 2025, under Certificate of Urgency, the NDC took to Parliament 1 cedi per litre on the ESLA. So now we no longer pay 95 pesos on a litre for those ESLA payments. We now pay 1 cedi, 95 pesos, which is almost 2 cedis a litre, right? And in that instance, government, if we are doing about 5.8 billion litres a year, right, both fuel, petrol and diesel, the government is raking in almost $1.1 billion a year from the 1 cedi 95 pesos ESLA, right? So if government is raking in that much money, and we see a letter from the Ministry of Finance saying that, oh, this amount of money has been paid, for me, it's good because we are being given information. I've always been a proponent of information given. Right. Government should give the citizenry information. So it's good information to be put out there. The bit of the commentary in that letter for me was needless because I don't think the government is doing anything that the previous government has not done. The energy sector is a going concern. I don't like it when and that's why I always say that I don't do policy with the energy sector, right? I've said it more because it's a going concern. I, Kodjo Poku, have been doing this sector for 26 years. Constantly. 26 years. And the day-to-day happenings in the sector, I'm in the middle of it. So I know these things over the last 26 years. When we started this process in 2013, I can tell you on the day-to-day what the problems were with the anchor cutting the line and all those things that came, and we went into all the power problems and blah, blah, blah. Not only that, I'm also a player in the other side through Small Hydro Development Company, where I try to develop 3 run-of-river dams on the Ankobra River, right? So I'm not only on the policy side, I'm also a businessman in the sector.
Yes.
So you realize that none of these things that are happening, we know what the problems are. And sometimes when we want to discuss, let's discuss it as a policy and as a Ghana conversation. When we tend to do it MPP, NDC, it baffles it. And the only reason that press release was done is for politics. Okay, so that the NDC communicators can sit and say, look at what the government has done, nobody has done it before. What do you mean nobody has done that before? I mean, in 2017, there was a very dire situation which was brought to the attention of Setekpe in 2016 by the IMF then, that you have signed too many IPPs, you have signed onto capacity that you do not need. And at that time, we have signed on over 5,000 megawatts of power that we didn't need, right? And the IMF got Setekpe to form a committee to regularize the oversubscription to power purchase agreements.
Right.
And that was what came into the another committee that GHOne also now got in place that streamlined, deferred some of the power purchase agreements till later. And even at the point in 2017 going, we had what we call the excess capacity, right? Government is continuous. Whether the MPP government loved it or not, there were power that has been signed on to with guarantees given, and there was an expenditure of about $500 million every year that government had to pay for the excess capacity.
Right.
Right? By 2020, December 3rd, 2020, Ministry of Finance issued a letter, right, that $2 billion have been paid to IPPs for excess capacity. Power that we've not used, but we have to pay for it, right? Then the relocation of car power to Takoradi. When car power was sitting in Tema, it was using HFO, right? To relocate it to Takoradi helped use gas, which create a big savings of almost estimated to be about 5 billion in the statement issued by Ministry of Finance. So every government does something to save this our dear sector. Right? It's never true that one government came in and sat there and did nothing. It's never true. If you look at the energy sector and the inherent problems in it, it's deep-seated. Today, we are trying to privatize, or not privatize, but do private participation in ECG.
Yes.
You see the problems that are coming already when we all agree that it should be given to private sector participation. When we aborted PDS, the unions have started raising concerns, right? And you see the process it will go through. So it's a sector that every government is doing its best. Every government is doing its best. So this 1.4, the reason I said the fanfare is not necessary because one, it was released purely because of politics. Because one, it's not a new information. It sits in the budget. Two, it happened a year before under the MPP. The same amount of $1.4 billion was released. So what is much ado about nothing?
Okay. Council.
Yeah, Kodjo.
So the fanfare is too much.
Yes, I don't know why you put me between two Kodjos. But for some reason, I'm a Kodjo too.
Oh.
Yes. Yes, 3 Kodjos. But the sad aspect, with all the reference and respect to my brother, I mean, he's in the field.
Yes.
With all respect to him. 2 things I want to point out. 1, budget can be actualized or not. There are several things we've had in budgets in the past, present, etc., that never got actualized. So if there's a line item in the budget that is actualized, we need to give thumbs up. Number 2, I'm hearing for the first time that each government has done something about our power and energy sector. In 2015-16, the campaign to get His Excellency John Dramani Mahama out was on Dumso. And I believe that my brother then asked his party that put a brake slightly on the tangent you are going. But it has happened. You see, we were in this country where the IPPs through, I think, Apetogbo, who is the president of their chamber, keeps telling us that they want to go on, to pull the plugs they want to withdraw and they will not supply again because they were being owed. For the past 8 to maybe 12 months, I don't think we've heard that. Let's get that clear. Secondly, my brother will correct me if I'm wrong. There was a World Bank guarantee that was for the government to pay in some money so that when the government fails to meet the independent power producers and some other suppliers, the World Bank will give those monies out to offset our indebtedness.
Okay, so
again,
yes. Let me correct that with education. The World Bank guarantee is for the offshore processing plant, ENI.
Okay.
So the ENI plant, the ENI Vitol, yes.
Good.
The ENI Vitol plant, which has a guarantee from the World Bank.
Yes.
So that when government don't pay, ENI Vitol now has a guarantee from government, because to borrow to build the ORF, they needed a certain guarantee, and that is what the World Bank provided. So what the minister was referring to, that the Vitol ENI has been drawing down, is the World Bank guarantee, because bear in mind, there was this issue of government having to find money to keep paying the gas. And when they don't pay the gas in time, ENI Vitol will draw down on that guarantee. So that's the...
So again, I'm willing to allow him to have my time. But I want him to tell us that guarantee. What happened to it? It was gone.
No, it wasn't gone. Yes, there was. You see, that is why.
Gone.
That is why I and let's educate again.
Yes.
Yes, you are right. Because government did not have stipulated.
No, let's put it properly. The MPP government then.
That is okay. So if you want to put it MPP, okay,
the MPP government then.
The MPP government then did not have a stipulated line item for payment that will service that payment.
Good.
So they have to now find money within government sector to pay for that. Okay. Now we have 1 cedi on the liter.
So let me go on. Let me go on. So the 1 cedi on the liter, when it came up, we were bashed. I wish that I was on this program, and we were bashed that you just reduced
Robin Peter to
pay Paul. Today the benefits are coming, and you don't want us to celebrate that. We have to celebrate that. Aside that, years back, again, correct me if I'm wrong. As I said, I'll give him all the respect. That is his field. I'm an engineer in 3 different fields, but none in energy or none in power. Now, we were in this country where we were told that ECG had about 80 accounts. Today, I think we only have 1. So we can track and trace and use the monies properly. So there had been achievements then. And if the achievements had led to the fact that 1.7 billion had been paid, Kodjo, it's just nice and prudent for us to say, you see, all governments, every government, wherever it is, they need to, as he said, give information out. It is not necessarily the journalists who are not reading, but the information that is worth to be transmitted to the citizens to pay attention to, that is the most important one. You don't expect us, even the Bible says that you don't light a lamp and put it under the bushel. You have to put it up for everybody to know. Some of these things give confidence to investors. And let him correct me if I'm wrong. That's having gone back to get the guarantee to a very good, appreciable level, the World Bank guarantee that we have talked about, that was drawn down, literally gone under MPP. It has brought back investor confidence. If such an amount has been paid now, and you want to invest in IPP, you will say that they are not owing the IPPs that much, or they are making efforts to pay the IPPs. Let me invest. So all these things, apart from the fact that it has brought us relief, and it has been done this time, I don't know if the previous years all we have had that type of deficit and we have to pay at this time. But the work that has been done to get this payment out needs to be celebrated. Of course, not by Kenke party type of celebration, but the information had to be put out there for everybody to know the effort that is being made. So when someone sits somewhere and says that government is not spending, as if government is keeping the money, these are some of the things the money is going for. So we cannot, by any stretch of imagination, you see, unfortunately, the era in which the payment was made was a political era. It wasn't being made in a sociological era or a cultural era. It's a political decision that was taken. So the politics must come in. If this had not been paid, believe you me, he would have been bashing the party. He would have been bashing the government to say, you had this, you couldn't do this. But they've done it. Again, I applaud when he said praise ought to be given where it is due. So for me, it is not that it has been paid and so forth. It has been paid and has given us relief. It has boosted investor confidence.
Right.
And before then, the minister once said that through, I think, ASEP, they did a negotiation, and the IPPs had agreed to write off about $200 million other dollars or cedis off the debt that was being owed, and the rest will be staggered for 5 to 7 years. That is an achievement. It gives relief to the government. Government will use the money that would have gone into all this or negotiating with a threat of power cuts and doing so hanging over, gone. So for me, I think that what has been paid is a good deal, and we need to applaud both the Minister for Finance and the Minister for Energy for the good work done. And overall, it's under the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Let me chip in something small. When you have two sets of government with two different approach, and the good thing is that we are all serving Ghanaians, right? But the ultimate sacrifice is made by Ghanaians. As a government, at any point in time, you have to look at the prevailing environment and see how do you push the burden. Ultimately, I've always said that when it comes to the energy sector, if you don't pay in taxes, you pay in tariffs. There is no escape. Ghanaians will eventually have to pay. Because the sector, for it to be recoverable, it is the Ghanaians that is enjoying. You know, under the NDC, they will not take the money home. Under the MPP, they don't take the money home. It is the under recoveries in the sector. Because sometimes if you are to pass the full burden to the Ghanaians, it's like drawing water out of a rock. It's not possible. So the under recoveries is what causes some of these legacy debts. We remember as far back as 2003, President Kufuor had the toll debt recovery levy, right? So it tells you that the sector has always been challenged with under recoveries. Now, one government will say that, look, let me manage it within the taxes I'm taking already. One will say that, look, I have better prevailing environment, so let me add 1 CD to the fuel, right? And it depends how Ghanaians say it. Ghanaians might say, okay, we don't mind paying more if government's in trouble so that we all get saved. But that is a conversation that Ghanaians have to be the judge of. So now, yes, somebody is asking Ghanaians to pay more, and we are paying more. And that money is being used to solve certain problems. But what I want everybody and you, the journalists, to help is that these same payments were made the previous year without having to introduce 1 CD on a letter. You understand? Because what my brother said is that budgets can be actualized. The budget reports from previous year. So the 2025 budget reports from 2024. And the payments the 2025 budget reported was payments that were made in 2024. In the 2026 budget, it reported from the previous year. So it reported payments that were made in 2025. So that's what I'm saying, that I don't see how it will have to be extracted and spoon-fed to you, the journalist.
Okay. Well, we've been joined by Michael Donyina Mensah. He is the Executive Director for the Center for Public Opinion and Awareness. Michael, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, my brother.
Nice to see you.
Yes.
So the whole conversation surrounding, $1.47 billion has been paid. We've been able to stabilize the sector. We've made this. The Kodjo and some part of the NPP believe there's nothing to celebrate about this. We've done it. During our tenure, we also made payments. Why are you making so much noise about it?
Yes, I think that I managed to listen a little bit of both. And I wouldn't say much about this because I feel that it still rounds around a long-held belief that I know that in terms of our governance systems, we tend to celebrate mediocrity a lot of times. And this might pass as one of those examples. I don't see anything wrong with a government, putting out a PR information as to, we've made payments in our energy sector, because this is a very critical area that Ghanaians are most concerned about. So if they put out something like that, I don't think it should be anything that should generate this much buzz or interest, because it is just information, and it is also some type of accountable governance. You let people know what you're doing and what is going on. And you should know that in previous years, the government has really faced some challenges, especially in terms of the general perception around it. Even at the international level, most of the financial organizations downgraded our financial status and things like that. So putting out this information sometimes can build back the confidence that was lost in the past. So I don't see anything wrong with it. But coming to the whole general issue, I think energy is a very it's a resource that really, I don't think that if you really want to market it and you shouldn't be running at certain losses. You shouldn't really be having so much debt, or like our problem is just being recycled, because I feel that if we're able to put things in place, we shouldn't be incurring this much debt for energy, because energy is a resource that moves. You know, it's something that's in demand. So we should be able to find ways in reducing some of these debts, because in the long run, it goes to affect the financial state of the nation. So to cut the long story short, I think that for where I stand, I think that the usual politics between MPP and NDC, and there was nothing wrong with them putting out that information.
Okay. Well, another piece of information that has come out that quite a number of people are not people are now jumping onto is the statement we saw from the embassy, the Ghana embassy in the US, regarding their visit to Ken Ofori-Atta. And he saying that, well, without his lawyers, he cannot accept whatever was being, the help that the embassy says it was offering him. Counsel, Ken has the right to reject help, consular services, without his lawyers. So what's your take on all of that? Because it looks like now people feel that, well, Ken does not trust the system, for which reason he has something to hide. That's why he's rejecting help.
Again, he has the right not to trust the system.
Yes.
And he has the right to reject help. But in consular services, even here, when an American who mostly registers with the American embassy is arrested or finds himself in trouble, the American embassy tries to offer consular services as much as they can. It happens to all other countries where they find their citizens in trouble, or in any sort of danger or need help. They try to offer help to the affected individual. Now, the Ghana government, knowing that this is a big issue, the embassy in the US, knowing that this is a big issue, this is a personality, a former minister of state that we are aware, and we've been told has been arrested by ICE. It's like, okay, let's try to see if he needs any consular services, any consular assistance from us. So according to the ambassador, he reached out to his consular staff and said, let's go get this guy, find out if he needs an assistance. And again, you see, there are two different systems we are talking about here, where dignity, privacy, and confidentiality, and the independence, the ability to make the decision of the person is more respected than here. You could hear that I am arrested and I'm in Nima police station, and you walk there that I want to see counsel. And they will just say, Counsel, Kodjo is here to come and see you. But in such a situation, even your parents, you can decide, you can refuse visit from your parent, from your wife, that you don't want them to come. Maybe you don't want them to see your state. Maybe you feel that they seeing you might break them down more and they will not be. So Ken Ofori-Atta has every right under this sun to refuse consular assistance. There's nothing untoward about it. The sad aspect is that there could be a time where you might need something from the embassy. It could be anything that you might need again from the embassy. Now it becomes very difficult to now establish that channel to go back to the embassy and get those services. That could also happen potentially. But under this, I don't see anything wrong with what he has done. Don't see anything wrong with what the U.S. embassy has done. Indeed, both parties have done very good things. The embassy has taken it. It's a Ghanaian. Let us offer him consular assistance, which they will do. Remember, the embassy acts as Ghana in the USA. The embassy acts as Ghana. So if Ken had walked into, let's say, the Ghana embassy, it would have been very difficult for ICE to have arrested him because that would have been the territorial area of Ghana. So the embassy was acting as Ghana to protect a Ghanaian. So if the Ghanaian, or to offer assistance to a Ghanaian, but if the Ghanaian says, I don't want it, yes, we must also be aware that currently the government that is in power is the one under whose regime Ken is likely to be prosecuted. So there will be apprehension to say, okay, am I meeting them so that they will tell me that this is the reason why, or I'll say something that they will use tomorrow against me. So he says, okay, I need my lawyers to be present before I meet you.
Yes.
That is perfectly okay. So that anything he says or any question he's asked, and the lawyer say that, no, he cannot answer this. Don't ask this question. Then he's perfectly right. Because believe you me, when someone is in confinement, a lot of things become different. You might feel like, let me say this, let me not say that. So his request to say, he has not totally refused. He said he will not meet them unless his lawyers are present.
Yes.
The embassy cannot go and say, go get your lawyers for us to meet you. What is their interest? They don't have any interest, apart from offering consular assistance. So if the lawyers are present and the lawyers say, we are present now, so embassy staff, you may come and visit Ken. All well and good.
It's all of this linked, because at first we were hearing that it was just ICE that picked up Ken. Yeah. Now we're hearing that FBI might be involved in this as well.
It's not true.
And I heard on the weekend, during the weekend, the Attorney General's deputy also indicated that, well, they also have a part to play in all that is happening. Is that really the case?
Yes, from my sources, I mean, when Ken was picked, the Ghanaian Attorney General was briefed about it. Now, if it is just about ICE, the visa was revoked, we were told. The visa has been revoked for a while.
Yes.
So it is not necessarily just a situation of he doesn't have visa, so he should leave the country. There will be a reason why visa will be revoked. It is not expired visa. A visa that has been revoked, in effect, the visa was cancelled. So there's a reason for cancellation of your visa. Now, I don't have any reason to doubt what Ambassador Victor Smith put out there, that he's also been aware that it is not just the ICE. And before the Attorney General told us over the weekend, I believe that there's something more. Remember, Ken had been put on wanted list.
Yes.
Okay, then there was the to and fro, he should be gotten off the wanted list, etc. We've not had an update from the Office of the Special Prosecutor for a while now regarding the Ken situation. But Kodjo, the long and short is that with his dignity to be restored, or to have some form of dignity, if I were his lawyer, calm down yourself. Now, if he goes through all these things and he's coming down, he's going to be in chains. The ankles will be in chain and will be handcuffed, and the sight of come on, you have never seen people.
No, but he's not a convict. He's not a convict.
No.
Nobody
I'm not talking
deported
about
in chains.
Come on.
No. Only convicts are deported in chains.
No.
Tell me somebody who is not a convict are deported in chains.
No. That's not true.
Deportees don't come to Ghana in chains.
Did you watch Maduro?
But Maduro is a convict. He is not being deported. He was arrested under indictment.
Right. Okay. Maduro is not a convict.
You should know that.
Maduro is not a convict. So as a lawyer, let me tell you,
he was
not a
arrested under an indictment.
No, I gave Maduro example. Could you Google and see even if they are taking normal people to court in the USA? See how they take them to court.
Criminal arrest.
See how they take them to court.
Those are criminal arrests.
There is the basis for
those are criminal arrests.
Isn't that what determines how they're treated?
Yes.
No, Ken Oforiatta was not civil. It was not having a civil arrest.
Where?
It was a criminal arrest as well.
In the US?
Yes.
No.
Civil.
No.
What do you mean by civil arrest?
Because
it's
it becomes really whether Ken's matter is simply immigration issues.
Who is detaining him? Who is detaining him? A civilian?
Please.
No, a civilian.
No,
what do you mean by it's a criminal? There's a difference between criminal arrest and a civil.
ICE is not, please.
No.
It's immigration.
Yes, but he's not being.
Immigration don't chain you.
Right.
Did you watch
Did you watch?
Supposes that it's not just immigration issues.
You can even self-deport.
No,
you can even self-deport.
Yes, that is exactly what I
exactly.
said. That
so
if
why
I were,
Kodjo,
you have your chance. You have your chance. You have your chance. No, I won't correct that. There's nothing to correct. I've given you that respect. Let it flow. I've given you that respect. Let it flow. That's why I say, if I were his lawyer, I would advise him.
You advise?
Yes, Ken, come back home. Kodjo, let's wait. The days are pregnant. Let's see how he's going to come back to Ghana. When that day comes, invite us. Let us and play the video. Let us see. But the long and short of it is that whether it takes years, months, centuries, he will be coming back to Ghana.
Okay. Particularly that.
But we all doubt it. Nobody 2 months ago was expecting to see pictures, a news item to say that Ken has been arrested and is in detention. Nobody, I don't think, with a lot of doubts whether Ken would have been in Ghana. But what I'm saying is that with what has gone on, indeed, remember, Kodjo, these things could not have happened without any briefing to the Attorney General. The Attorney General made it clear over the weekend, and the Deputy also made it clear that they also played a part. So,
but when it comes to immigration issues, the government of Ghana would not have any role to play.
No,
so is it the case that it's more than just immigration issues?
It's more than. Yes,
right.
It's more than. It's more than. Our ambassador said it is not speculative. Our ambassador said, I even listened to the audio today played on Joy FM by the Ambassador Victor Smith.
But how does he know? We
have our ambassador. Okay. Who else do we trust? Who else do we trust? You see the same way. So it is the apprehension of the fact that the ambassador is from the NDC. He's not spewing any lies.
Let me explain this.
What does he have to lie?
Look,
all right, Kodjo.
Listen. What has Ken done in the US that the FBI will be involved? Do you know what the FBI is? The FBI only in America, their mandate is to deal with matters across state lines. If Ken lived in New Jersey and committed a crime and moved to Florida, right? The New Jersey authority in American law cannot move to Florida to do anything. So they involve the federal police, which is the FBI. So they deal with crime across state lines. Federal crimes. That's why in America, there are state prisons and there are federal prisons. When you live in a state and you commit a crime in a state, you go to state prison. Every state in America has its own jurisdiction. If Ken has done something in the state he lives in, it will not be an FBI issue. Let's get it straight.
Right.
If whatever they are speculating, international crime, again, it's not FBI. There are other agencies of the U.S. law enforcement agencies like Interpol and all these that deals with international criminals. So please, let's put that to rest. Victor Smith speculating as an ambassador, he's only speculating because he does not have any information as you and I and him. He doesn't. As an ambassador, the American government will not give him any information. The very reason the consulate went was to ask and get information. Everybody who's arrested, even in Ghana, when an American is arrested, the American consulate does not have any information from the AG or from anybody, not even from the person's lawyer. So that's why the consular goes to visit that person, and that person will tell the embassy their problems and if they need help. Because the American embassy cannot call the lawyer of an American citizen and ask the lawyer, what have your client done? They will not give them the information. The information will only be given at the express concern and permission of the client who is in jail. So the only reason the consular service in America wanted to go and visit Ken Ofori-Atta was to ascertain from him what is the true nature of the problem. Victor
I don't
Smith.
think so.
That's, I'm telling you.
No.
That's the fact. Bro, that's the fact.
Consular services, they go there to find out if you need assistance.
No, they go to find out what the route, because they don't know anything. What they know is what me and you know. Okay. The consular services will not know exactly.
So the consular service cannot ask you, have you done ABC?
Nobody can ask. That's why
they cannot ask you whether you've done ABC.
If you are in, listen, some of these things, it's not scientific. Let me tell you something. If somebody comes to Ghana without any connections, without anybody, without any relatives, nothing, and come and gets into trouble and he's arrested, and he's from Norway, the Norwegian embassy will go and talk to that person, right? And find out that person what happened. Then offer help to that person. So that person can willingly give information to the consulate in the Norwegian consulate. In this case, this is a person who is a high network individual. He has his own lawyers. He has his own resources. He doesn't need your resource.
In fact, the Attorney General says that he has...
But Kodjo, let me correct something. Look, when a citizen is arrested in a foreign country, it's under international law for you to inform the embassy of the arrest of that foreign citizen.
Who has to arrest? Who has to inform?
The country.
Every citizen or some
every citizen.
Who has to inform?
Because
every citizen. That is why even if you pay attention, you check on most embassies, their website, they ask you to register as soon as you enter a country.
Yeah, but I'm saying, who informed?
The country. For example, if you are arrested, yes, and America.
In Ghana, if a Nigerian is arrested, the Ghana authority is supposed to inform.
That is supposed to be the situation.
No, it's not.
That is supposed to be the situation.
I've never heard.
Come on.
I lived in London, and
I live in London for so many times, so let's not go there. Those are not the issue. That is not issue.
How many of your friends were arrested that the Ghana embassy was in?
No, if the person is made known to be a Ghanaian, they inform the embassy.
No,
even the days of Professor Koku Dansu Boafo, he visited people even in jails and prisons. They were informed.
Look, let me make this.
You are creating. No, I'm not creating anything. So the idea about. The idea about the Kenoforiata.
My brother. You are confusing two things.
No, I'm not confusing anything.
Let me explain this.
Let Kodjo make his point.
When people are held in other countries, and they are being held unduly, there are people that have gone through courts, are being held in detention centers, and they basically have been given bail, and they are being held over a certain period. Then the embassy has, obviously, their citizenry is in certain detention centers, but not when you are being held within that 48 hours and the weeks of bail and all those things. That doesn't come in. But let me not get distracted. Let me make my point. This is what I'm trying to say. Ken Oforiatta is being held on immigration charges. The information you and I know was put out there by his lawyers. His lawyers issued a statement. After the lawyers have issued a statement, now everybody is adding speculation. FBI is more to it. It's not true. Nobody knows.
So the Attorney General is not involved in any way.
How would he know?
Right.
The Attorney General is in the dark like me and you.
That is not true.
How does Attorney
That
General
is not true. Attorney General is aware.
So you mean the Attorney General has no idea?
Yes. How are you aware the Attorney General has no news?
Listen to me. Let me. Unless, and this is where now they are beginning to betray themselves.
Okay.
Unless they have instituted certain things in the U.S. that they've not told anyone. Listen to this carefully. If the Ghana government, through the Attorney General, has put in some processes in the U.S. that we don't know, and they've not told us, then they should tell us.
Okay.
But if it is the American process where the American State Department and Homeland Security, which is the ICE, dealing with immigration issue, the information that Attorney General has is speculative at best, because they don't have any right to the information that the American government has. You understand?
Unless, of course, like you said,
unless, of course,
processes have been triggered without our knowledge. That we are not aware of.
Okay. Now, let me tell you something. The Attorney General, who is his mouthpiece in the U.S.? Victor Smith, the ambassador. There is nothing that the Attorney General here can do without the embassy. So even if the embassy doesn't know, how does he know? Let's not make it look like there is this thing where America, you can just pick up a call and call Bandy and ask Bandy, oh, Miss Bandy, No, there's a process, there's a protocol. So my point is that if the NDC are not being truthful and they have instituted a process that they've not told anybody, then they should tell us.
Okay.
If not, they don't know anything.
Okay. Michael.
Yes. This one, Joshua, you have to give me some little time to...
No, we don't have enough.
Yes, so the thing is that, first of all, I would like to thank the ambassador for his fortitude, because previously, the Ghana embassy, you will call the phone line and they will never pick. I've lived in the US, for the past, they will never pick, they will never respond. But I've seen some little activism on his part since he came. I've been seeing some things, even their social media is a bit active. But let's come to this particular issue. I don't think that the arrest of Ken Ofori-Atta is, at this moment, what we are seeing, because how did we hear about it?
His lawyers put out a statement.
His what?
His lawyers.
From the government of Ghana. His lawyers.
So well, I saw it on Kelvin Taylor's show before the lawyer's statement came out.
Okay.
Anyway.
So yes, I'm coming to my point. If it was actually related to the extradition request and all those things that the Ghana government, the efforts that the Ghana government was trying to make to get Ken Ofori-Atta brought back to Ghana, there would have been a statement from the American government. If it was actually related to it. But because it is an internal immigration issue, they don't owe any explanation to... So it's because it is not related to what Ghana is asking of. So we should get that distinction very clearly.
Really?
Yes, I'm just telling you. Yeah, if it was related to the extradition request or the efforts that Ghana is making, look, the embassy, they would have told even that we now have your man, this is what is... we would have had information.
Yeah, that's true.
But for the fact that it is an immigration issue, it has nothing to do with the request yet. Maybe that is also being processed along on the line. But because this issue is an internal immigration issue, they are dealing with their internal issue.
They don't need
to come out with, because when they nab somebody, they don't come out with a press that we have. No, because it's their own. Even if you are a president and then it is their own immigration issue, maybe some media doesn't can come out. But it has nothing to do with the... So for that, we have to really make that very clear. But in Ghana, we always want to spin everything and create sensations out of it. But let me come to Ken Ofori-Atta's issue. I think that Ken Ofori-Atta has been the nemesis, the sole nemesis of the previous administration. And this morning, I was just imagining, if he was not made the finance minister, I think the MPP government would have, had a better showing. I strongly believe that. And one of the mistakes that I think that Nana Akufo-Addo, the former president, should be apologizing to Ghanaians is that appointment, that family and friends government that he instituted, that led to Ofori-Atta being at the helm of affairs. And I think that he also owes a very, very, very solid apology to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, because he was very instrumental in them coming to power. But when they came to power, he was put on the sidelines. And, because I feel that for Bawumia, who was sitting somewhere on the flanks, and for them to go to him, to bring him straight to become vice president, means that he was an exceptional individual. But because he came and wanted to, do things his own way, it became a problem. And we saw that even at the last minute when he left some room for Bawumia to operate, you saw that the economy started, bouncing back. So I'm saying that really there's a problem with Ken. And he has made the situation very worse. But we will lay all this blame at the doors of the special prosecutor. The reason why I'm saying that the special prosecutor is to be blamed for all that is happening is that he has now created, the way he handled the issue, both his actions and inactions, has created an environment where there's a perception that Ken Ofori-Atta is being witch-hunted. And for me, I strongly believe that if Ken Ofori-Atta should come to Ghana right now and they arrest him, it will be very difficult for him to get bail. Because looking at how he has tried to, avoid the system, it means that he's a risk. So because of that fear, it has made the whole situation very, very murky. And I feel that we're only hoping that the long arms of the law can actually reach him for him to come, and then we can get things. But I feel that this particular case, we should move on without necessarily requiring his presence, because when we move on, the system, the legal system itself will fish him out.
You know what? Just put a pin in there for me. I know counsel has to go, so I want to give him the final word before he takes leave of us on this matter.
Yes, unfortunately I have to go because I have an emergency to attend to. But as my brother said, look, if you even go to the ICE page and you input his details, these things will come up. They have not hidden the information. I am on a platform with the Attorney General, at least the NDC lawyers platform, and he's on the communicators platform. He has briefed us on the efforts he has made and things they have also done, and a lot that I cannot put out. I am telling you, as at the time Ken Ofori-Atta was speak, the Attorney General Dr. Ayine was briefed that Ken Ofori-Atta was arrested. Secondly, when you finish the program, look for the Lagrand case, where Germany sued USA on access to consular services, and when citizens need to be allowed to have access to consular services, to be informed, who to be informed when consular services, etc. That will put to rest my brother Kodjo's issue about whether a Nigerian is arrested or anything. You see, sometimes there are laws. Until something happens, you don't know that law exists. But when you finish, look for Lagrand case, Lagrande. That will put to rest this consular service, whether when somebody is arrested, whether they need to inform the consular service, or they need to the person's embassy, they need to inform the person to inform the embassy, and they need to allow the embassy to visit. You will get a clear case. That is an international case and talks about when a citizen is arrested in a country. So it is not about anywhere. That's what I'm saying. That sometimes
the U.S. Embassy has on their website that if you are a citizen and you find yourself in any of these situations, you call that number. So I'm trying to...
no problem. I've given you what to...
We'll look at it.
Yes. And of course, such a situation would have arisen out of decisions like this. It didn't have. So I am sure, 100% sure, that the Attorney General was briefed when Ken was arrested. And I am sure Ken was not just arrested out of the blue. And I believe strongly what the Ambassador Victor Smith has put out, that it has more to do with just the immigration issue. In any case, 20th, we have been told 20th, he will appear in court for his day in the U.S. But let me press the neck of my two brothers here, because he appears to be a Baumia person. So,
please, no. I beg you.
For him, we know. He never greeted anybody apart from.
If you know Kodjo, you know that my brother is Dr. Baumia.
That is why I said for Kodjo, we don't have to talk.
But for me,
Kodjo's own,
it's
like
society.
25th December, which we all know is Christmas. That's Kodjo's own, we know. But when are you going to issue statement that Ken has not yet been taken to court, and when are you going to picket in front of the detention center that Ken has been arrested?
Who's going to issue a statement?
MPP. When people are arrested and they are not
taken. To do with MPP?
They are not
when has MPP ever issued a statement?
When the likes of Wontumi
in Ghana.
It's only in Ghana.
No, but Wontumi's issue was only released because of the way you guys treated. If it was just an inquiry, bail inquiry, Wontumi was invited to come in to assist with investigation. And you give Wundio's bail conditions. That is where it became an issue for others. So MPP got in the habit of issuing statements like that.
So I'm only asking when they will issue that, and when will they go and picket like we saw in front of EOPO?
They said they won't do that.
They won't do that.
Yes.
Kodjo, on this note, I want to thank you.
Counsel, thank you.
You know I would have been here.
I know.
Because of the emergency.
Yes.
And Kodjo, I'll be in touch. Apart from the energies, the way you are talking about the hydro, the Ankobra, maybe perhaps, who knows, he might employ me as a consultant. And together we'll build the Ghana and reset. And again, Kodjo, as he said, I pick one or two things from him, the patriotism in him. Apart from the fact that he's in the wrong party, the patriotism in
That's NDC always say I'm in the wrong party.
Yes, he's in the wrong party.
You need his brain in the NDC, eh?
We need him for Ghana properly. Yes, so I should be taking leave
Council,
of
thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much. But
Yeah.
and that's why, sorry, I had to cut you and then get Council to make his final submission. But then you were making the point about Ken Ofori-Atta, for instance.
Yes. So the point I was just making is that he's making things really difficult for himself and also for even his party, because if you look at Ken Ofori-Atta's situation, this is not the first time we are having such a situation. That especially even a finance minister, we've had even a deputy finance minister who even died in jail. And I'm saying that, trying to be very elusive all this while, it's only making it difficult that at the latter stage when he's forced to come to Ghana, he's going to be treated in a way that would really. I am telling you that look, when he comes, his bail condition is going to be very outrageous because he has shown that he's a risk. And that fear that he has that maybe when he comes, he'll be put in remand throughout his...
He clearly does not trust the system. He has grounds not to trust the system. Because if this is a country that wants me badly, your aim is to get me here, and he has seen what has happened. He believes he will not get fair treatment if he's brought into the country. That should be valid, right?
Yes, so that is also an indictment in our legal system. For him somebody at that level, to even feel that when he comes, he's not going to get justice is a problem. And indeed, it is truly, truly a problem. And I'm saying that whatever is happening now or whatever has happened all this while, it's only giving the impression, or it is only making things difficult for Ken Ofori-Atta when he comes to Ghana. Because, as I'm saying, when he comes to Ghana, things are going to be tighter or tougher for him.
So it's a when, not an if?
Oh,
because what we understand is that from the processes that he personally triggered in the U.S., he's seeking to change his status in the U.S.
Yes.
So is it not a matter of if that happens and or if that does not happen?
Okay, so the thing is that, you see, the U.S., that's why I was like, when the lawyer was talking about the fact that, once you are in the country and then you have an issue, it is the U.S., for example, if you're a Ghanaian and you're in the U.S.,
the U.S. will inform the Ghanaian embassy.
It is not practical. It is not practical. It doesn't happen. It does not happen. Rather, you have to inform the Ghana embassy that this is the problem so it is something that you request. It's not something that is automatic. No, a lot of things happen to a lot of Ghanaians on a daily basis in the U.S. And I am telling you that even the embassy phone lines, until recently, when Ambassador Victor Smith, you will call it the whole week, Monday to Friday, no one will pick it up. And I'm not saying someone called. I'm talking about myself, a living witness. No one will pick it up. So, and we've had Ghanaians who have had issues and there's no help from anywhere. So for that, it might be the conventional arrangement, but it is not practicable. Now, I am only hoping that now that they've done it for Ken Ofori-Atta, we shouldn't treat people differently. Now we should be able to see that any Ghanaian who has a problem in the U.S., be it immigration or criminal matter, the embassy should be going.
So it shouldn't be about a person of interest.
It shouldn't. No, but we are all Ghanaian. We are all equal before the law. And then the other thing is that I didn't see the need. If this was regular counselor support or regular counselor that you do on a daily basis, you didn't need a press statement around it.
No, so the statement was in relation to the fact that he rejected it without the president.
So what's the point? No, I'm saying that if it is a regular thing you do for everybody, why do you need a press statement on one particular? You get what I mean? So the presser was really not very needed, except maybe you went in and you got some useful information, something crucially happened, but just to let people know that, oh, we spoke to him and he said he doesn't need help. And so what's the purpose? What is the purpose of the press statement? So I feel that sometimes we try to, play politics with some of these things, but it is just needed. But as I said, I am only hoping that any other Ghanaian who has a problem in the U.S., when they call on the embassy, or when even they do not call on the embassy, and the embassy, they should attend to the issue or attend to the person with the same speed and alacrity that they are actually doing to providing to care. But as I'm saying, I still want to insist that though we have an extradition request, it looks like this whole issue that or arrest that Ken Ofori-Atta is facing is immigration related, because if it was related to the extradition request, IC website should not be the place you should be picking that information from, because that's not where you're supposed to pick the information from. It is true that his visa might have been revoked because of the noise around, because you see, now when you even go to the embassy and you go you are applying for a visa, they check your social media handles. Now when you even go to social media and you write some things that are not really very nice, they can use it against you.
Yeah.
And once someone in their country is being seen as somebody who has, that means his moral character is being dented in a way. And having a very sound moral character is one of the criteria they look for to grant you a visa. You know, when you're applying for a visa, at the large stage, you have over 100 questions where you have to answer. So once you have any criminality bordering around you, you become unsuitable for a visa. So they can revoke your visa. So it is still within the realms of immigration. So I am saying that it has not gotten to the, because if it was at the extradition level, the communication
would have been different.
Okay. So that's where I still stand with this. But as I said, if Ken wants to really help his party, I know when he came into power, he has really benefited or gained a lot from the MPP party. If he really wants to give back to the MPP party, the best thing and honorable thing he can do is that he should come down and face...
Ken should come to Ghana.
No, see, if not, he's holding the party, is it at ransom, right?
How is he doing that?
Oh, no, because even without the case proceeding, once you are being elusive and evaded, it looks like you are creating a picture that you are guilty already, even if you probably are not guilty. You get what I mean? So I am feeling that even if we are not able to get this kind of issue settled early enough before the next elections, it is something that's really going to affect his political party badly. So the stakes are not, it's just not around him.
Right.
It is also around his party. So I feel that there's a lot to gain in coming down than, because at the end of the day, you might be forced anyway. So.
Okay. Kodjo, is this affecting the MPP in any way?
No, I think for now, the MPP is consumed with our internal election, which comes off in 3 weeks. That is what really is consuming the party. We have enough on our plate with our 5 aspirants out there canvassing for votes and all the matters arising from the candidates that we have. Will the Ken Ofori-Atta issue come back to hurt us? I don't see it now.
Okay.
You can never say never, because again, we've been sitting here discussing this issue for the last 40 minutes when we could be discussing something else. So yes, it can tend to suck the oxygen out of the room, where precious media time is being used to discuss Ken Ofori-Atta when we can be forward-looking and talking to Ghanaians. The NDC wants to milk it as much as they can, because it's the only thing they have. They did the oral atonsium. I said the oral was atonsium. I said it was a Konkonsa committee. Everything that has happened afterwards clearly says that the oral was a Konkonsa committee. You come out, the NDC, they learn from their predecessors, the PNDC and the AFRC, the cadets' way of going out there and gossip and then arresting people out of gossips. And now it's even oral. People have been killed in the AFRC and the PNDC era for gossip of rumors that they have 2 toilets in their house. A bank manager was actually convicted for that, has 2 toilets in his house. Today, these same people have mansions with multiple toilets, but they came in and through the Konkonsa mail got to kill someone for. So the oral no atonsium, that one they've all admitted, because you remember they came and said they were extracting certain billions of dollars from oral, and I saw the Deputy Attorney General struggling to even justify any of the retrieval of money from any of the cases that they have, left alone prosecution. But look, I thought we would have touched on the governor CMS pack yesterday.
That's that definitive we discussed.
Yes, because I
think
you
can take over from there. Because,
yes.
I mean, we've seen an RTI request.
Yes.
And then we've seen the response that suggested that, well, there were losses for the Gold for Reserves program even prior to this administration.
But Kodjo, you know, me and you sat here.
I remember.
We had this conversation before all these things came out, right? And I told you that there were ongoing losses, and we would only know about those losses when the audited accounts of Bank of Ghana comes out, right? Then 3 weeks later, the IMF report came out. Now, you see, yesterday I heard the governor Isiama talking to my sister Abena, Honorable Abena, in Parliament, and some of the things that the governor is trying to say, right? Tell Honorable Abena that we should get the operations of the Gold Board, and there should be a budgetary allocation for the losses with the operational losses and all that. The governor should bow his head in shame.
Governor Isiama?
Yes. Let me tell you why. When he took over, he did politics with Gold for Oil and made everybody believe that Gold for Oil was a scam and the losses from Gold for Oil was a scam. Until Kodjo Poku did the RTI to them, that 1.8 billion Ghana cedis loss, which we now know is captured in their audited accounts, right? That's when they gave me, Kodjo Poku, Institute for Energy Policy and Research, they gave us the information that, the 2-point-something billion losses, 1.8 of that is through the trading of gold. But Governor Isiama knew that there was a 1.8 billion losses through the trading of gold. Why didn't he think that at that point something needs to be done? He didn't. He went on and made the Gold for Oil be hanged as a paniada, right? And beaten. Meanwhile, we knew that the fact that you are doing Gold for Reserves, which is a program that was started by the MPP, we knew there were losses still ongoing. That is why I was able to sit there and give you that information. You, the governor, didn't do anything about that. Today, when you've been exposed that the losses are still ongoing 1 year after your tenure, you are now telling us that something should be done. You should have done something about it when you first took over and you realized that you've had 2 years of losses. You shouldn't sit in that chair and have another year of losses before you are now trying to prefer solutions. Now, the most sad part is when he couldn't point to where the 3.8 billion is in his own document. He is a governor of the Bank of Ghana. He can read financial statements more than a lot of people in this country. But Governor Isiama yesterday could not tell Honorable Abena where the so-called 3.8 billion losses is in his own financial statement. It tells you that it doesn't exist. That 3.8 billion does not exist. And he asked for leave from the chair of PAC to go and come back. We all wait. Right? We all wait. Because when, you see, and good morning, my brother, or Kodjo Ponkroma. Everybody is taking on Kodjo Ponkroma.
Yes.
Why? Because Kodjo, you see, we are beautiful people.
That's true.
We are beautiful people. Look, everybody is taking on Kodjo Ponkroma. Why? Because he's the one that is now punching holes in everything. Kodjo Ponkroma took the document and said, this is the document. Everybody should show me where the 3.8 billion Ghana cedis is. And they are saying that, Kodjo Ponkroma is lying. He's running away from debate. Kodjo Ponkroma doesn't have to debate anybody. He is a member of parliament, the August House of this country. He debates very well in parliament. He doesn't need to go on TV. You want to debate Kodjo? Debate this Kodjo. This Kodjo Poku is available for debate. Kodjo Ponkroma, his job is to debate in parliament.
Right.
You understand? So look, the governor, for me, is in a position where he's in a pickle. He needs to come out and tell us how, if one, there was a 3.8 billion Ghana cedis loss, why doesn't it appear in his 2024 financials? And if indeed it's in the 2024 financials, where is it? Because the 1.8 billion is clearly stated in that financial. This issue is not going to go away.
I know. Well, Michael.
Yes. So I think that some time ago I was saying that it's high time government moves away from doing business, and be in the space of policy, providing a legal framework, and let private entities really handle business like we have in other, capitalist economies. Because these losses are not new things. Look, even in cocoa trade. So I'm surprised that, I'm really a bit surprised that there was a loss and we're making it sound like, oh, we've never heard something like that before. First of all, like Gold Board, as it was or has been structured, that is what it should have been right from the beginning, because we need to be able to make the most out of our gold, because we need to be able to centralize how we trade in our gold so that we can be able to know how much is coming in and how much taxes we are getting. So for that aspect, it is very, very efficient. But when we come to the Bank of Ghana aspect, I think that they need to really look at their issues very well, because they are just using the gold to defend a weak currency. And this is not sustainable. Bear in mind that countries like Russia and China, they are also doing some of these gold reserve programs. But their intention is not to... Look, for example, we go to print cedis so that we can go and buy the gold. And then we hedge it at unsustainable prices, probably even very close to international market prices. Then at the end of the day, when the forex misbehaves, then we are at a loss. So I feel that the whole arrangement where the whole essence of, like, it looks like the whole soul of Gold Board is just to defend the city. This cannot be, because we need to really get very real value for our gold.
Right.
But to make sure that we are now hedging all our gold just to be able to manage to sustain the city is something that I feel that we should be moving away from. And at this point, if we want to really be politicizing this issue, this government or previous government is saying, oh, you caused losses. At some point, we should agree that certain things are not acceptable. So let's all come to the table and then discuss. So far, what are the issues? How can we really get these issues resolved? There have been certain calls that, just like other countries, we should make sure that maybe when we sell our gold, a percentage of it comes to the Bank of Ghana in Forex. And then the Bank of Ghana can now pay that CD equivalent to the commodity traders, so that we can always have that amount of solid Forex available. But now, the current arrangement that they have, it is not sustainable. It is just not sustainable.
Well, you see, let me come in. The domestic gold purchase program was a beautiful concept, and it is a beautiful concept.
Okay.
The domestic gold purchase program was to do two things. One, build the gold reserves in the Bank of Ghana, because our reserves was about 2 tons or 1 ton or something. And that was to show up the value of Bank of Ghana's backbone, right?
Yes.
Because in most developed nations, they have huge reserves of gold, which acts as a buffer for the country.
Yes.
Then the next stage was the 2 prongs, which is gold for oil and gold for reserves. Gold for oil was a straight swap, right?
Yes.
Where companies that want to take gold, because gold is money. I don't need to sell gold to get money before I give you the money.
Definitely.
I can give you gold and it's money.
Yes.
That is why people did not understand the concept of gold for oil. You can give me something and I will give you gold.
In exchange.
In exchange. Because gold is money. I don't need to sell it before I give you the money I sell it for. Now, a lot of companies in Ghana were happy with that concept. Let me tell you why. There are some multinationals that every year they have to repatriate a certain amount of dollars out. They operate, they get cedis. When they declare dividends, their parent company sits abroad and they have to send billions of dollars out of the country.
Right.
The concept is that give us that cedis that you need to repatriate. We'll buy gold and give you the gold.
Right.
You understand? And you can go and sell the gold and get your dollar. We don't print dollars, but at least we mint gold.
Yeah.
Right? The dollar and the gold is the same value.
Okay.
So those are some of the things that today is a problem. We need to sit depoliticize the domestic gold purchase program. Yesterday, like I said, the governor was trying to now bring out issues that needs to be done. Meanwhile, you sat there for 1 year, done unnecessary politics, and now coming to say what? They won that Kodjo Poku have been trying to point these things out. We should all sit down, look at the solution to sustain the domestic gold purchase program. It's the best program for Ghana.
So currently, if you just want to, why is
let me give you the final word on that because we are out of time.
Yeah, so I was just saying that the underlying problem is just the forex.
Yes.
That is where the problem is, because if you look at gold board and the way it is set up right now, absolutely fantastic. But it is the issue with Bank of Ghana, and that's what I'm saying, that if we want to politicize, look, if issues with Bank of Ghana are being politicized, it is not in the best interest of this country.
Right. So we should eliminate the politics.
Let's eliminate it.
Does anybody? I'm the only one. I'm the only one that does that. That can have a conversation without the politics.
The politics, okay. Well, now I want you to, we are out of time, but I'm giving you 30 seconds or even, okay, let me make it a minute. 31st. How is it going towards 31st?
Doctor is starting his tour of the Ashanti region. We've left the Republic of Ashanti. We've left it last. We are going in tomorrow, Wednesday. That's when Doctor starts tomorrow in Ashanti region. Hopefully, we know there's a win. What some of us are doing in mopping up the last 2 weeks is to make sure that it's a big win. The big win will help us settle a lot of the noise in the party. If it's not a big win and the win is marginal, certain constituencies in the parties will basically come up with certain point positions. But we want Doctor to have a very big mandate to lead the party well in the 2028 election. So I'm praying for a big win. A lot of the campaigns, people representing some campaigns have realized that the campaign didn't work. Right? A lot of people have spent billions of cedis and the campaign did not just take off. And those people in that camp have realized that it's good for them to join Doctor so that we give Doctor a very big win. So the win is not what we are worried about now. What we are worried about is we want to give him a big win.
A big win.
So that he gets a commanding lead in the party and be able to restructure and lead the party into 2028 election.
Absolutely. Michael.
So, it's very interesting. we have a survey report coming out probably at the latter part of this week.
Okay.
And, I like his confidence, but I think that looking at, especially from the end of December around this time, it's much more looking like there's still some openness in the race.
You think it's not an easy call for Dr. Baume?
Unfortunately,
okay.
it's not going to be that easy. And we're only hoping that at the end of the day, the best candidate should win. But when the report comes out, our position will
It's
be clear.
amazing how people who don't vote, people who are not part of the process, think that it's not an open. People who vote and people part of the process see it differently. The delegates see it differently. You guys that sit out see it differently.
No, Dr. Baume is definitely the most popular candidate. I mean,
we
if I want
know
to give
that. The popular we know. He's a candidate we all know. But the point is, the closeness that you guys talk about, it's not a close contest.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for coming. Michael Mensah, he's Executive Director for Sempoa. And then Kodjo Poku is an energy expert and also a member of the NPP, and his team Baumia. They believe strongly that but on the 31st of January, it is possible, Dr. Baumia.
Which is when I spend my Christmas on the 1st of February. Because I postponed Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
I postponed Christmas. So
Chinese Christmas.
I'm doing my Christmas on the 1st of
all right, so
that's when we are popping.
That's it. That's it for the breakfast review segment of GA Today. We'll be right back with more. Like Lily told you earlier, Revealed. We have the new Revealed, and so we'll be having a conversation as well with the new faces of Revealed. Stick and stay with us.
On the river, it's exceptional. Be excited because we are.
Welcome to the new era.
Revealed returns with 2 forces and 1 mission to bring you even closer to luxury and unforgettable experiences.
This is Ghana on the river, it's exceptional. Be excited because we are.
Welcome to the new era.
All right, so welcome to the new era. You know, we said 2 forces, and the 2 forces are here with me this morning having a conversation on Revealed. You know, I grew up watching Bolare and going like, hey, this man, look at the cars. Oh, look at this. This is so luxurious. I want to do this. I want to be I want to be like this man when I grow up. And guess what? Bolare says, listen, after 25 years of media, let me just take a back seat. Let me bring some fresh energy into the show. And ladies and gentlemen, ta-da-dam, drum roll. The 2 forces are here. The man, Blitzkin. I mean, Charlie, if you don't know Blitzkin, the question is, where have you been? And then Lucille Kid. Come on, guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
And listen, since they got into the studio, it's been energy on energy.
Of course.
Yo, where did you guys sleep last night?
Well, in our beds, understanding the importance of having a good night rest.
Absolutely.
Is why the energy's up. Don't be in town at 2 a.m. Sleep.
Now, those who are falling foul, they know themselves. Those who have been chilling till 2 a.m. Yeah. But it's so great to. I mean, when I saw the ad, realized that whoa, this is what is happening. The suspense you guys kept us in, Charlie, you didn't try. Like, guess the new faces of Revealed. Like, who will it be? Who will it be? Who will it be? Yep. Then bang bang bang, Blitzkin. Lucille King.
Yeah. I love the voice. Lucille King.
Well, talk to me, man. How is Zed like? Because you're taking over a show that was hosted by the top don when it comes to media in Ghana, Bolare. Yeah. Charlie, that should be some pressure.
Yeah, legendary, of course. One of the most legendary personalities to ever do it in our media landscape and across the world. Yeah. And Revealed also, under him, became a show that people watched across the world. So big shoes, big energy, but he was very meticulous in his selection. Yeah. And he understands what the new era could be. And he made these choices to make sure that things are in a right track, and we take it to the next level. So big shoes, but always ready for it.
Always ready. Lucille, how about you?
I was going to say
it was a one-man show. Now,
it was.
Both of you.
Yes.
And I don't know where you guys. Why have you known each other for long?
Bliss and I.
Yeah.
Not really, actually.
Whoa!
Oh God.
Right.
He's easy to get along with, so it helps.
I got to know like a year ago.
No, you don't say. Wow. And you've bonded so beautifully. And for those of you who've not seen the show, yeah, of course, some of us we've been privileged to see snippets of what they've been doing. And for those of you who've not seen it, I mean, that's your own wahala. But wait, very soon you'll be blown away. But how does this whole experience of being on Revealed feel like for you?
I mean, it's really surreal because the experiences that we indulge in are not ordinary. Like imagine waking up, going to work and riding a jet ski in the morning. Like who does that, It's so incredible. It's been incredible. I mean, I'm just so happy that, Bola has seen what he's seen in us. Mm-hmm. And like you said, it's big shoes to fill, but, we have big feet, so we can fill them by God's grace.
Okay, what size do you wear?
Metaphorically speaking, of course.
I get you. Don't mind me. But Bliss, talk to me, because I know that, yes, you've already started work. Yeah. You've been to places. You've seen I've seen, Charlie, I saw you at MK Island, bro.
Yeah,
I envied you like
went
bad.
to a few places. Yeah.
And how talk to me about MK Island, for instance. What was the experience
Well,
like?
MK Island, obviously, for anyone who's been in that enclave, just the amount of spectacular architecture and buildings, you know, even riding a jet ski on the water, but from the estuary end to Aqua Safari, you get to see a lot of wonderful homes, boats. That's truly where the elite of Ghana live, and that's where the elite of Ghana, you know, take their getaways lately. So we're just privileged to be in Kofi Evans' mansion. By the way, it's a double mansion with 2 different themes. One has a white theme, the other has a black theme. The other has a club in it that is spectacular. It's absolutely gorgeous, and especially at night. This experiencing that, you know, is motivational for us who host the show. And our aim is to let people see these things and see that it's possible here. And that's why I said this is Adan in Ghana on the river. It's exceptional. It's not Miami. It's just it's what we have here. It's what we are showing off. Before we start to go to the rest of the world, we wanted to let everyone see the amazingness we have over here.
And Lucille, for you, the experience.
I was in awe. I think for me, I'm a huge fan of interior design.
Okay.
And so as we were touring the house, I'd be asking questions, especially like mirrors. I must say, what can I say? I love mirrors.
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Who's the first of them all? And, you know, I asked about a particular mirror and the price just blew me away. You know, thousands of euros. I was like, wow, this is what
just
I aspire.
the mirror, about 23,000. Yeah.
For mirror,
Incredible.
that shows my reflection.
Yeah. It was
Thousands of
like
euros.
about half of the screen here. Yeah, it was the size of
You've got to be kidding me.
It was incredible. And it just put a lot into perspective for me, you know, that just have a vision, work hard, and in this life have money.
Make moolah, make
And
moolah.
you can look into $20,000 mirror.
Exactly, just like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the MK Island was truly exceptional for the both of you.
Absolutely. Stunning.
Then you went to enjoy Kempinski too.
Yeah, we did
did.
that. We did that a few weeks ago. So we spent a few nights filming over there. You know, just waking up in Kempinski it's a 5-star hotel.
I know you guys talking about this. We did make it
And that was nice, you know.
Right.
Kempinski, the luxuries there, the 5-star experience.
Absolutely.
We focused on the wellness facilities this time
Okay.
around. So the massages, the hammam rooms, you know, the wonderful tea, the service. Your feet is rubbed, your back is rubbed. You know, you're in a sauna.
Charlie, can we switch jobs? Can you come do the morning show?
You do it. It's very, very interesting. We have interesting tapes coming up, and we also have been to. We preceded the president to be at Crown Forest before the president.
Oh, before the president was there.
Lucille can tell you about that.
Right. And the president has so much to say about the place and how serene it was for him. And it was the decision of his wife to take him there.
Oh, I
so
see.
I'm sure what Lolina saw, you also saw in Crown Forest. Talk to me about that experience.
But honestly, it's mind-blowing. I think one thing that I noticed is they're very intentional about how they provide customer service. You know, you enter and you're greeted by people in African wear with hats and they bow to you. You just feel like royalty. So I was like, yes, I belong here. This is exactly where I belong. And they have so many activities. You can spend like multiple days there and not be tired or not be bored.
Yeah.
You know, they've got horse riding, jet skiing. There's a safari. I saw a giraffe for the first
Giraffes
time.
together.
Multiple giraffes.
And zebras multiple
exactly.
together.
So there's just so much to do, and it was
a lot.
And this is in
amazing
Ghana.
experience.
Yeah,
in
this is in
Ghana.
Ghana.
Nature here. You don't have to go to South Africa. You don't have to go to Botswana. You don't have to go to Kenya to experience it.
That's the real reason we started off by showing the show. The episodes you're going to see, we started off by showing what's here in Ghana and what's there to experience. And it's been really, really amazing. And on this waters, even though sometimes you see that some of the waters are galamsey, but it's cool. The jet ski still moves on it, and it's just super interesting.
Listen, I mean, for viewers at home, I'm sure they're listening to us and wondering, listen, enough of the talk. When can I see this stuff? When are we going to see revealed, the all-new revealed on TV?
So it's airing the 25th at 8 p.m. And the first episode is Crown First. So make sure you stay tuned for that.
25th at 8 p.m.
Absolutely, yes.
Wow.
I'm excited.
And what should people be looking forward to, Bliss?
25th. I think we will start with MK.
Crown Forest.
Crown Forest?
Yeah.
Okay. Crown Forest, absolutely exceptional. The viewers are going to see how much Lucille has an appetite for adventure. Like, she's It's just a little crazy.
Don't say that out loud.
It's fine.
Like you could see her going, and you're like, who is this girl?
Does she have a spare life
like
somewhere?
she's like going off. Like she's the one who I take a step back to do a lot more of that adventures because she wants to jump on a horse and her speed on the jet skis are like, where is she going? Like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Life?
And actually, she's got. I think the most impressive thing for me with hanging with Lucille in the bushes is her bravery, and she's just ready to go.
Wow.
And she's like, what's that, a horse? Okay, I'm ready to go. Is that a jet ski? I'm ready to go. Is that a quad bike? I'm ready to go. And she's like, in the bush. If you're riding with her, you can just, if you're riding behind her, you're just like, oh man, I love it. She's the right partner on the show.
Right.
She's ready to go every time, so it's really exciting.
And the crew you work with,
Yes.
how is it like?
Interesting. Director now obviously takes her job seriously. You know,
That one I know.
You have to.
I'm driving and she's calling me, texting me, plenty. Charlie, the voiceover.
Yeah,
the
yeah. I
voiceover.
mean, like, she's on you, so you have to get to understand the dynamics of everybody we work with. Nah wants to take her shots over and over again. It's a sign of perfection. Damilola does amazing for us. You know, putting everything together, doing the communication between everywhere we visit, travel plans. Does an amazing job for us. Our sound guys, camera guys, the whole crew, BTS, Sadiq Moore, really interesting group. We believe in this group and we think we're going to do something amazing.
Right, and for you, Lucille?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I love the perfectionist aspect because I'm a perfectionist myself. So whenever there's any other time to say, okay, let's do this again, I'm like, okay, let's do this again because I aim for perfection. So it's been very interesting working with the team. And I think we gel very nicely. We have a good aura about us. So that's very important. So
Very, very important.
It helps.
I get that. But like you mentioned earlier, Bliss, it's about not just conquering Ghana, not just showing people Ghana. You're showing people Africa, you're showing people America, you're showing them Europe. And Charlie, you're going to Ethiopia without me.
We begin with Ethiopia.
I'll put you in my suitcase.
Oh, like that. I can reduce, I can shrink. I'm
not sure you can fit. You're a big guy, man.
No, I can shrink. Bro.
You're a big guy. But we start our international tour in Ethiopia. We're excited to go and see the land of origin.
Yeah.
We've already had other vloggers go. We've seen their videos, the Woody Myers of the world. Really incredible things happening there in Ethiopia. The economy is booming.
Yeah.
You know, you can see their city centers, their downtowns, the skyscrapers are rising. But of course, the culture remains untouched. And we're going to celebrate Ethiopian New Year. Even though we're already in the new year, you understand the part of the history where Ethiopia doesn't follow the regular calendar. That confidence in themselves and the history and the tradition, the coffee. We're looking forward to all of it.
Yeah, I tasted
Ethiopia,
their
the home of coffee. So it's gonna be interesting. Really, really looking forward to jump on those planes and then and get the job done whilst really, really enjoying it as well.
Because it's exciting. Ethiopia is also the only African country that was never colonized.
Exactly.
Never colonized.
Yes.
But what are you looking forward to with this trip to Ethiopia?
Honestly, it's the culture. You know, I've been doing a lot more research prior to the trip, and I realized that apparently when the sun rises, it's 1 o'clock. And I'm just so impressed by the fact that they don't, you know, ascribe to the Western way of doing things. And like you said, they've never been colonized, and they have such rich culture that I'm looking to immerse myself into. So the outfits, the food,
Rich culture.
the coffee, the meat. I'm just really looking forward to, especially interacting with people in Ethiopia.
The coffee.
So.
I'm going to be a part of a ceremony. I'm part of a ceremony where I'm going to throw a lemon. And if how many women will pick the lemon up, I can have as many wives. I'm excited.
No, one lemon. And for
I'm a king, you know. The king throw the lemon. You pick it up, you're my wife.
And if they pick it up, they become your wives.
Yeah, I could do like 6, you know.
Nah, man, bro.
Hey,
yo, you can
so
go.
like,
6 wives?
So we're gonna do like for the week we are staying there. I'm gonna do like a big condo by myself, so I can accommodate more wives.
And so what will you be in all of this?
I don't know. Look at my husband.
Show me the next room.
Are you going to throw a banana or something?
Maybe. Who knows?
We'll probably find a prince. You know.
Yeah, an Ethiopian prince.
Heir to a coffee empire.
Yeah.
So she can be hanging. Because I really need to see what it means to have multiple wives at this point.
You really want to see?
I want to see that.
Oh my goodness.
I'm really looking forward to
right.
that.
But that's the energy that Revealed brings this time around. And I'm excited because I feel Bola will be really excited to see the outcome of what the choices he's made. And to know Bola, he doesn't make wrong choices at all.
Yeah,
so definitely.
I mean, say anything about the man, but he knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
He knows what it means to produce a hit TV show. He's done it for 25 years. He understands it. So never doubt the man. The man, the myth, the legend.
Bola Ray. And so are you going alone, or can people be a part of this trip?
Yeah, well, we actually opened it up a few weeks ago for people to be a part of it. The intention of Bola was to open it up, let people come and experience
Ethiopia as well.
If they can be a part of the package.
Yeah.
So in collaboration with our partners, Bridge 54, Theo Bistan.
Theo Bistan.
We're
solid girl.
We're looking forward to our subscribers to the group trip. And also, any last-minute people watching right now, you saw it on the screen, it's 2,300 to join us for the entire